Welcome back to my channel, Face Artist. How are you? I'm back here, I'm back today, and today, bad question. I'm going to talking about with you about cartridges. Okay, I'll show you some cartridges I used in my life. It's not all kind of cartridges. Probably here I missed Big Wasp and Cheyenne Craft, but that's it. It's not a big problem if I miss one of two kind of cartridges. I apologize my English, probably my accent is not the best. Sorry, I'm still Italian. Probably you feel my macaroni accent, but probably it's fun. So this is the cartridge I used in my life. I tested these cartridges for a long time, and now we're going to check single one of these cartridges, and I will tell you pro and cons, and maybe this will help you in the future to find your best way to do your tattoos. Good to check these cartridges close, really close. Probably do some tests for you, or I'll be back with them. That's it. Okay, this is the cartridges we are talking about today, and here we got the intenZe first edition, really old. intenZe Revolution, probably now in the market you can find this really easy. Quadron cartridges. I wait these cartridges for a really long time, and unfortunately this is the cartridges I am more disappointed, but we're talking about this in a minute. This I think this is the stellar first edition, because, or like a Magic Moon, they're really similar. I can't remember, seriously, unfortunately I can't remember if I call this stellar first edition. It's okay. This is the stellar from Killer Ink. Now you can actually find on the market, probably the best round I'm using. Here we got the Killer Ink Precision cartridges, pretty much really similar to the Cheyenne cartridges, but these still my favorite cartridges ever, especially with Magnum. I'll talk about this at the end of this video. And then of course the main Cheyenne cartridges. This is the classical cartridges. This is the point, the maximum, the main cartridges of the brand. I'm gonna talking to you about all of these cartridges. I will talk about what I like, what I don't like, pro and cons, why I still use. Now, actually now I'm still using this. Is the Stellar, and this is the Killer Ink Precision. Stellar, I'm using Stellar with everything is round, so liner and shader, and I'm using this, the Killer Ink Precision, for everything is Magnum, especially Backpin Magnum .25. Back to you. Okay, this is the intenZe first edition, really old cartridges. Probably you can still to find this in the market, but I stopped to use these cartridges because many years ago, when I switched from the classical needle with the tubes and other things to cartridges. Actually this was probably the only one with the T-Tech, probably, but T-Tech intenZe was pretty much the same quality, same building and concept. When I switched from this, the choice was a massive expensive cartridges like Cheyenne and this cartridge is, the problem is there is no membrane, so there is no protection. If the color for some reason go into the cartridges, will go through here and you will get your machine contaminate. That's a big problem. That's why I stopped to use, I removed to use all the cartridges without the membrane. For this, I try to open, I'm not sure if I destroy everything. No, it's fine. Another thing I don't like about this cartridge is, you can see, as you can see here, there is just an elastic. See? This is an elastic, and is really often you can actually broken this elastic during the work session. Okay, I'm not going to repair that. Okay, it's fine. Yes, that's it. So this is why for a long time I use these cartridges, but I stopped to use this for the quality. Of course, the elastic mean the cartridge is really soft, so the machine have less stressed when work, but no at all. The Z revolution is the evolution of this. This is actually a really good cartridge, not bad. There is a membrane. Try to open this. The quality of cartridges is not bad at all. So as you can see here, this membrane, this membrane is absolutely better. Okay, this stop the color in case go through the machine, and the color still in this part of the cartridges. Really good. Quadron. I'm really disappointed about these cartridges. I'm telling you why in a minute. When I use the classical needle, so the needle bar with the tubes and other things, Quadron was actually the best, and I mean the best needle I use ever. Top quality, absolutely fantastic needle. So I wait Quadron make cartridges for a long time. Finally they did. I bought a lot. Immediately I bought, I don't know, probably 20-25 boxes of these cartridges. I start to use, I didn't pay attention a lot immediately because I just, okay, I remember the quality of the Quadron classical needle, so I suppose this was the best cartridges ever. No, sorry, no. The thing is, I was really disappointed at first because these cartridges is supposed to be professional, but I don't know if you can see here, but this is the membrane. Is not a membrane. Oh, actually, should be a membrane. But there is a hole in the membrane. So why, Quadron, please let me know why you actually put a membrane, but it's not a membrane. Please do a normal membrane, because this is, I have no words. First. Second thing I don't like about these cartridges is all of these cartridges are pretty much the same. I mean, if I take a Stellar here, actually I don't know if you can see here, but here there is a number. It is the number of the cartridges you are using. Okay, so this is 7. Can you imagine in your workstation if you take 5 liner, 9 liner, 7 shader, 18 shader, 14 shader, and you have 4 of these exactly the same with no number printed on? You got it? Okay, I have to switch the cartridges. Which one is this? Probably the 5, probably the... no, it's 11. Oh no, it's the 14. Oh no. This drove me crazy for a while. Print the number, please. It's two small things, but why not? Why not? All the cartridges have this. Why not? Okay, I don't know if this is Stellar Magic Moon or Magic Moon, but they're pretty much the same. So I'm going to talk about the Stellar I'm using right now. I think it's the best cartridges on the market. I show you what I like about these cartridges. First, the tip is a little bit bigger compared to the other cartridges on the market. So that means you can carry on more color, and also when you use, okay, I don't use Vaseline because I prefer to use the Hasta butter instead, because it's more, it's melting the skin better, and Vaseline actually is too much sticky. So sometimes here, when I work with Vaseline, actually block the tip, so there is no way the color have a good workflow to go into the skin. So this is a little bit bigger compared to the other one, compared to the other cartridges. So you carry on more color, and you can work for a long time. And also, pretty much you will never get the tip blocked. This is red because that means is liner cartridges. So if you have on your, oh, I show you. Okay, this is pretty much new. As you can see here is pink, purple, sorry. That means shader. Immediately you can find the colors, and also you have the number printed on here. So are you using the 7 shader? You need the 5, the 7. No, actually this is okay. You need the 7 liner. You just unlock. You take the 7 liner and you go immediately. They have membrane, of course, a good membrane, really good membrane, and then actually the needle inside is really good quality. So for line and shading, so for the round cartridges, I'm use only Stellar now. I think I am not sponsored at all, so this is only my personal opinion. Okay, you of course you can agree, you can disagree, of course, there is no problem. Oh, but let me know in the comment below your experience, because this video is to share my experience with you. Maybe I can learn something from you, and you can learn something from me. That's why I make this video. Okay, right. This, I'm talking about the Killer ink, is made from Killer ink, like Stellar, but this is the Precision series. I really like these cartridges because the quality pretty much is the same of the Cheyenne. This, I'm talking about Cheyenne in a minute. The shape is pretty much the same of the Cheyenne. I don't use a round liner of this because I can find only the 0.35 millimeter needles. I prefer on liner, I prefer use the 0.30. But of course I've used these cartridges for a long time as well, like a liner and shader. I have nothing cons, only pros. A little thing. I'll show you in a minute. I mean, sometimes when you clean the needle and deep, and maybe you dry the needle, that's the only problem you can get. So pay a little bit of attention. It's not a big mess. If you pay a little bit of attention, this never happen. But sometimes can happen. In case, be careful, because you have not to touch the needle, of course. I'm using right now, the Killer ink Precision all curved Magnum backpin 0.25, because I think it's the best Magnum in my way, in my opinion, for the work I do, pretty much watercolor, realistic or something like that. I think is my personal better cartridges ever about Magnum. So for round, Killer Ink Stellar. For Magnum, Killer Ink Precision. Killer Ink, you did a really good job with your cartridges. I really like your cartridges. And then we talk about the king of the cartridges, because Cheyenne was the first one to introduce the cartridges in the tattoo world. This cartridges, of course, is pretty much perfect. These cartridges have no defect. This cartridges is amazing, okay? Okay, so why are you telling me why you don't use Cheyenne cartridges? Just because I think is really expensive compared to the other one. I mean, these cartridges and these cartridges have not enough difference to get this double price of this, because this is the only reason I'm not using Cheyenne cartridges. The price, seriously, the price, because when you use a lot of needle during your workflow, you keep an eye on the price, because if you do an order £100 is a thing. If you do an order £250 to get the same amount of cartridges, guys, this is absolutely one of the best cartridges ever. Please keep an eye on the price. We love that. We want to use that. Price. Okay. Pretty much this is why I like or don't like about the cartridges. I prefer to use 0.30 for the round, because I think, in my opinion, my personal opinion, of course, is still my personal opinion, I think the 3.5 is a little bit bigger. Probably you carry on more color between the needles, but the work is a little bit slow. Usually I prefer not run, because I usually don't run, but I prefer for my movement it's better the 0.30. I tried, of course, the 0.25, but it's really too sharp, and you have to pay a lot of attention, because cut the skin and do some scar is really easy. So I prefer, I think 0.3 is the best for me, for my workflow. And for the Magnum, of course, I told you before, I prefer the Killer Ink Precision, and the best for me is still the 0.25 backpin. I like that because the needle are really close to them. There is not a lot of space, and when you shade, you have not someone like that, but I don't like that. The whip shading. So the shading is more smooth, is more continuous. You can go fast when you shade, and that's why I definitely like the 0.25. For a long time I used the 0.35 on Magnum. It's not bad when you have to feel, so flat Magnum to feel, if you do work like, I don't know, big tribal or Maori, when you have to feel a lot and you have to color pack, or also some traditional tattoo, and you have to do a massive color pack in less pass, probably the 0.25 is not the best choice for you. Usually I don't do that kind of work. My work is more soft shading, so like of course, if you follow me, you know I do watercolor and some realistic, so my work are really smooth, and not, I'm not confident to do a massive color pack. But of course you can try and you can find your best solution for get the maximum from your style of tattoo. Here the only one I don't think is good, Quadron, because disappoint me a lot. intenZe first edition, because of course is too old and the technology now is more, you know, is more up to date. This is not bad. This is still the intenZe Revolution. It's not bad at all. I miss the caps behind. I find in a bit. So I think this is in the order of, actually this should be the order. Forget it. It's gone. Ta-da! So actually this I think is the order of quality. Cheyenne, but the price is not the best. Killer Ring Precision and Killer Ring Stellar is the best quality price. intenZe Revolution, Magic Moon I think is pretty much the same of Stellar, but I prefer Stellar for these small details. And then here we got the Quadron. I think is too sharp, and of course these kind of cartridges have no membrane, so I'm not going to use cartridges without membrane for my security, but to keep the client safe. This is one really important barrier between me and the clients, between me and the contaminate. Okay, so I don't want it. Usually you work in the vertical, like this. So in the color, you use the gravity to get the color go deep into the skin. But sometimes you have to do some pieces horizontal. Sometimes you do this. It's not the best, but sometimes it happens. If you're working, you're concentrate, you don't pay attention, you're going to do in this way, so the point of cartridge is up. Can you imagine the color go through here into your amazing grip? You're going to contaminate all of your machine, and if you don't pay attention, maybe the color go into the motor. You trust the machine, because there is no way to clean a machine inside like that, close to the motor. Okay, you can put your grip in autoclave, of course, but one time happened in the studio, and pretty much we trashed the grip, because there is no way to clean the grip, you know. Was in autoclave, it's fine. Should be the sterilization should be okay, but I still to see some was dirt inside. I'm not going to use that on other clients. I prefer avoid that. And in some point, if you get your machine or your grip dirty from a contaminated color, for what? For £1 cartridges with no membrane, 1.30, I don't know how much it is. Please. I still actually don't know why the Quadron don't do the properly membrane, because actually there is a membrane inside, but there is a hole in the membrane. I still don't understand. Sorry Quadron, I have nothing against you, because I use a lot of your machine. I've got 2 Proton and I try the Micron Turbo. You are really professional. I like you. I really like you. I still don't understand why there is no membrane, but it's fine. They do that. For some people it's not important, so the cartridges actually can work really good. Is personal, I say again, is personal, my personal opinion about cartridges. You can find, you can find these cartridges are not absolutely not expensive apart the Cheyenne, but you can find your best solution to do your fantastic, amazing tattoo. Okay guys, see you on the next video. Probably I'll do a video about the I'm going to talking about the Injecta Flight Nano Elite bars. So I show you all the setting you can get from that bars. I hope this video, of course, help you in some way. Let me know in the comment. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this. Show me your share with me, please, your experience, because I want to see and want to read your experience, your comment. Probably I'm wrong in some way, and please let me know in this case. I do apologize in some comments in another video for another things. I was wrong, so I just say sorry, I'm wrong, because this is what usually I do. I try to be the maximum honest as possible. Guys, see you later. Thank you to watch this video. Let me know. Keep on tattoo.